There we go. Got everything switched over. Everything's looking good and everything's looking beautiful. I love your background, by the way. It looks so cool. It
Thank you.
looks so good. Welcome to another Mental Health Monday here on Even Tacos Fall Apart. I am super, super inspired already by this topic tonight. I'm inspired by Zulma for joining me, and I'm really, really excited. We are going to be talking about midlife career changes, surviving cancer, and becoming a therapist. And I am joined by Zulma. Thank you so much. Also known as the swearing therapist, by the way. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited. I think this is going to be a great conversation. If you are joining us today live, feel free to open up your chat on Twitch or YouTube and pop your question into the chat while we are here together, and we'll make sure to address it. But let me tell you all a little bit about Zulma before we get going all the way through the questions. But today's guest is someone who really embodies the idea that it's never too late to start over and chase your dreams. Zulma is a psychotherapist and the founder of Dragonfly Therapy Services in Nevada. She specializes in helping people work through trauma, anxiety, and depression, and she really has one hell of a story herself. She was born and raised in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and moved to the US at 31. At 42, she went back to school to earn her bachelor's degree, and then 6 weeks after graduating, she was diagnosed with cancer. But in her words, I had cancer, cancer didn't have me. She really focused on healing, started her master's at 50, and became a licensed therapist at 54. She survived cancer, abusive relationships, depression, suicidal ideation, but she never let any of that define her. She really describes herself as witty, passionate, and someone who swears a lot. And I'm already a fan of all three of those, as y'all well know. So we are going to talk about what it means to reinvent yourself midlife, how to push through when life completely knocks you off your feet, and how she turned all that pain into purpose. And if you're listening to all of that and thinking, holy shit, I've got to know more, I'm going to post some socials for you to go ahead and connect: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, website, whatever you're looking for. Hopefully you'll be able to find it and connect with our guest tonight. But I'll pause there and just say, Zulma, thank you so much for joining us today, taking the time out of your evening, and just agreeing to be here with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited.
Absolutely. So I want to start off just like you made this career change and everything. What inspired you whenever you were trying to pick a specialty, basically? What inspired you to focus on trauma, anxiety, and depression?
So I see trauma as an opportunity to help,
Mm,
right? Like, so when somebody's going through a traumatic experience, if I sit there and I cry with you, we are not going to get anywhere. So, but I see it as an opportunity to help. In anxiety and depression, I connect with those diagnoses because I experienced them myself. And it's like, okay, all these three resonate with me. The one of the important things about doing the internship in order to be independently licensed is to be exposed to different diagnoses and personality disorders, mood disorders, substance abuse. I don't that they don't resonate with me, so I just stay. I no need to reinvent the wheel. Like, I fucking refer you to an specialist, to somebody who specializes in that. If you are experiencing trauma, depression, or anxiety, and you can tolerate me swearing, I'm your girl.
I love that. I love that. And we've had a couple of therapists who really lean hard on that swearing part, and they're like, I swear by swearing. So there's something to it, I think. They can bring a lot of catharsis to therapy whenever you have somebody who's like, no, let's let it all out. Let's get it out there. So I love that. I love that that's
Swearing
part
is
of
my
your.
way of keeping it real, right? Like, to me,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, fudge. No, I'm gonna say fuck,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, oh, shoot. Like, yeah, I'm not, like, life is too fucking short, Like, so
Yes.
swearing is my way of keeping it real.
Yes, absolutely. So now that you've made this change, what do you love about being a therapist and what's the bad side about it?
I love that I can provide a safe space for my clients in what I don't like is I cannot be friends with my clients, right? Because like
Ah,
my clients are the coolest people ever, but once a client, always a client, especially for social workers. So it's like it's in our code of ethics. You cannot be my friend even if you finish treatment, right? Like, and it's like, please keep in touch and send me like a quick update on how you're doing, because I swear I work with the coolest people, and but I cannot reach out to them. Like
yeah.
if they reach out to me with a quick update, I can respond, but I cannot be like, "Oh, how are things going?" Right? Because it's kind of like soliciting in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it can be perceived as soliciting. So it's like, please, like like I have clients move out of state or whatever. It's like, please send me a quick update. Let me know how you're doing. So
Yeah.
that is one of the hardest parts. I mean, I understand the restriction, but it's like it is really hard.
Yeah, I know. I had a therapist pre-COVID. I had a great therapist, and she was like, I feel like we would be really good friends, but that's like obviously never going to happen because we're in this therapy client relationship." And so I asked about that. I was like, oh, what are the rules around that? Because I'm a curious person, and I just wanted to know. It wasn't like, oh, I wish we could be friends. She's a great person, and I would be friends with her, but it's one of those things that she was like, oh, there's a lot of rules around it. There's a lot of rules about it's something like 7 years from the last contact, not even 7 years from your last session. And it has to be, like you're saying, it has to be initiated on that one side. It can't be the therapist initiating it. So, like, if I saw her at the wine festival or something, and now at this point, it's been 7 years. If I saw her and I was like, oh my gosh, great to see you, I would love to catch up, maybe that would be acceptable, but it's such a chance thing because even if I reach out to her and say, "Hey, just wanted to give you an update on how I'm doing," it resets that clock.
Right. So, but the thing is that, like if I tell clients, if you see me in the community, you say hi, I can respond, right? I can answer, I can
Yeah.
say hi, and how are you? But not hang out with you. But it's to protect your privacy, right?
Yes.
Because like if you are with somebody, and I'm like, and the person is like, who's that,
Yep.
right? Like, so I'm putting you, right, like I'm violating HIPAA, I'm violating your privacy. So there's a lot
Yep.
of rules, but also there is the imbalance of power, right? I
Mhm.
know a lot more than you know about me, uh, in order to preserve the therapeutic
Yep.
relationship. So if I become your friend, I know a lot of shit to begin with that you don't know about me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, and then if we become friends, then you cannot be my client ever again, right? Like,
Yes.
so I have coworkers, like I'm sharing an office with beautiful, wonderful girls, and they're like, "Can you be my therapist, bitch? If I'm your therapist, then we cannot hang out."
Yeah.
Right? Like, so it's like, which one do you want? Like, so
Yep.
or can you be the therapist for my husband? It's like I already know too much about the motherfucker, like because
Yeah.
you talk about him all the time. So it's like that's not. So it's okay. I meet the coolest people ever, and the best compliment that I get is I feel safe. I can share anything with you. Like those are the biggest compliments I to me, because it's like that's exactly what I want to create, a safe space, especially in today's world where there is
Yeah.
a lot of insecurity out there. And for clients to tell me like I feel safe, that's the biggest compliment.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a true crime story that fascinates you?
Yes. So there was this motherfucker. This is like very, very old. But in 1978, he killed his wife and two teenage children, make it look like a murder suicide, right? Like that, like the
Oh.
mom killed the kids and then she killed
Mhm.
herself. He was having an affair with a coworker. He married the coworker, so this is wife number two. They divorced, and then he married wife number three. He took her to the Grand Canyon and pushed her off the cliff, right?
Oh,
So he
wow.
killed wife number three. Then he got back with wife number two. They reconnected after he murdered wife number three, and then Like a couple of years later, she died of an overdose. Like,
Oh boy.
So
Mm-hmm.
he confessed. He later was diagnosed with lung and brain cancer, and he confessed to the two murders. But it is suspected that he killed
Yeah.
wife number two, right? Like, which became number four later. So it was like this motherfucker. Like, I love the Grand Canyon. Like, if my husband told me like let's go to, I'm really like motherfucker, like what are you trying to say? Like, so no more husband for me right now, but like just in case, like I go to the Grand Canyon with family or friends.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta be extra cautious there. So yeah, so it looks like that was Robert Spangler. Is that the right one?
Yes, yes, that's
Yeah.
who, exact, that's who it was. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
All this is between 78 and 1993. So a
Mm-hmm.
long time ago. But I was like, look at this motherfucker. And he was ugly as fuck too. Like, but
Yeah. That always kills me. It's like how did you manage to get multiple wives? Like, hey, you sound like a shithead. You can't be pleasant. If you get to the point of murdering, I'm assuming you're not a very pleasant person on a regular basis. So, I don't know.
right? Like, so, you know,
Man, in a span from you said 78 to like 93?
yes.
Wow. Wow, that's
So
wild.
the wife, the third wife, the one that he killed in the Grand Canyon was in 1993.
Oh, that's
And then
so
I
long
think that
between.
the second wife, right, like so she died like I think in 1994 or 1995, something like that. So it's like, okay. He said that killing them was a lot easier than divorcing. Okay.
Oh, having been through a divorce myself, he might be right.
Right? Like we're not promoting anything here, but
No, no. It
he
doesn't
wasn't
make it
lying, but
yeah, it doesn't make it right, but it
that
also
doesn't make it
he
right.
might he might be correct. Yeah. Well, getting to our topic tonight, we are really talking about quite a few things, but they all center just around you and what you experience. So I know that midlife career changes are something that a lot of people actually consider in passing, but not everyone really decides to actually make it happen. What made you decide to go back to school at 42? And did you have any fears that came with that decision?
Yes. So I was working in accounting in a corporation, and I was I was miserable working there. And I started thinking about my future, like I really want to do this for another 20, 25 years. And the answer was not necessarily. So I
Mm.
started like thinking like, okay, what am I passionate about? And I'm passionate about helping people. Like I had people coming to me all the time, like telling me their deep, darkest secrets. And I'm like, how the fuck can I start charging for this shit? Oh, I should become a therapist, right? Like, so I talked with my therapist at the time. She is a licensed clinical social worker, and she recommended that I go that route because if I grew tired of therapy, then there are a lot of things that you can do being a LCSW. So it was like, okay. So I started doing research about what I needed to do, and if I went for a Bachelor of Social Work, then I will qualify to do the advanced masters, which is only 1 year.
Mm.
So I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do that. But I think that one important thing to tell the audience is a lot of times we're like, oh, in order to do this, I had to destroy this. I did both things in parallel. When I started school, I still work in accounting for another
Mm.
3 years, right? Like, because I still had to pay bills, no
Yeah.
sugar daddy, so I had to pay rent, right? Like, I had to eat. So it's like, okay, like I need an income. And at the same time, I was creating, this is 2007, we are talking about, I started creating my present life today at that time.
Yeah.
One of the biggest fears that I had was, I mean, English clearly is not my first language. My accent, I've been bullied all my life for my
Mm.
accent. So I was terrified of participating in class. And I had a biology professor who said that participation was, let's say, 10 points of the grade, right? Like, so I went to talk to him during his office hours, and I was like, I want to participate, but I'm so embarrassed about my accent. So, and bless his heart, I mean, that was one of the hardest class that I took, but he was amazing because he grabbed a book, like as I was talking to him, he grabbed a book and he's like, how do you say this? And how do you say this? And how do you say this? And I said it, and he's like, you're fine. And it was one of my first classes. So I'm glad that he encouraged me to participate,
Mm-hmm.
because he could have been gone the opposite way. Um, and coming from being a woman, being Hispanic, like I didn't have a voice, right? Like, yeah, you shut the fuck up and you sit over
Mm-hmm.
there in the corner. So like being able to verbalize and to ask the questions and to participate in class, although it was terrifying, it was very liberating too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And were you in classes with mostly younger folks too?
Oh yeah, this could be my fucking kids, right? Like,
Yeah.
because for the bachelors, I was 42. These kids were
Mm-hmm.
right off high school, right?
Yep.
Like I have 18-year-old, 20-year-olds. Like I'm like, oh my god. For my masters, I was 50. So
Yeah.
they were like 25, 23, 20. Like one time I was in class and there was two girls. One was 23 and one was 27. I was like, bitches, it takes the two of you to make my age. Like this is fucking depressing, right? Like, but yes, I was the mom in the classroom,
Yeah.
right? Because I did have a lot of the professors love older students because they know you are there because you really want to be, right?
Yes.
Like, and it's like, and I read every fucking word of the chapter because English is not my first language. I live at the writing center with all the papers, and they were like, you don't need to come here. I'm like, I just want to make sure that I'm a fucking perfectionist, right? Like, so I was going for the A, so I wanted the paper to be perfect. Um, but like, like my classmates, like they were like, did you read, or like, let's say we'll have a test, and they were like, can I read your notes? And did you why didn't you make your own notes? I didn't have time. Like, motherfucker, like, what are you busy doing? In video games? Like, I work full time and I go to school full time.
Yeah.
And they got the same fucking grade that I did, reading 5 minutes prior to class, which
Right.
they were on my shit list. But it was like a lot of effort on my part
Mm.
because I needed to prepare, like I needed to read, and these kids were like, "Oh, let me see your notes," and then they fucking go in the class and they get the same fucking grade. So that was unfair, but it is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, I feel like whenever you have gone through so much life, it's got to change a little bit of how you approach studying, especially if you're like on top of a job, because your job definitely takes up a good chunk of your brain already. Like you've already got that occupied, and it's one of those things that it's like you've got other shit to worry about. You're like you said, you've got bills to pay. You have to maintain all of that. So you've got other things to worry about that maybe these other students aren't necessarily paying attention to. Did you purposefully or not purposefully just kind of as a side causality of like this is what you just had to do, did you approach studying any differently?
No, I went to the university in Argentina when I was still
Mhm.
living there. So I was always like, I love to study. So like, and as I said, I'm a perfectionist. So I was like, no, I think that I did pay more attention, if you would, because I'm like, I had to have a dictionary next to me because I might not know a word, or
Mm,
how do you say this or this expression. other than that, I love to study, so I will read the chapter anyway. But what bothered me was that this 18 motherfucker who didn't read the chapter got the same grade that I
Yeah.
did, right? Like, so, and I was taking 5 classes at a time, right? That's considered full time, and going full time to school, to work. And it's like, I didn't have a social life
Yeah.
my entire time that I was like, I will call my best friend, and if she didn't pick up, uh like I will call her like to go to lunch. If she didn't pick up, like I'm already reading. Like, so it was like
Yeah.
you needed to respond at that time, because otherwise is gone, right? Like the time is gone. But I was it never waited on me, because like I was building my future. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, this is the delay gratification, right? Like, this is what I need to do now in order to have a better future, and eventually be able to enjoy my time off, and hang out with friends and all those things, which is what I'm doing right now. So it paid off, but at the time it was like, it was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard. And especially with English not being my first language, it was, I mean, I clearly I'm not fucking shy, right? Like, so I fucking participate in class anyway. But, um, like being bullied, like I all the time at work. And at one time I told a manager, like, I say something, and he's like, you don't say it like this, you say it like this. And it really bothered me. So
Yeah.
I said, can you read a book in Spanish? And there was a silence. I was like, I didn't think so. And I turned around and I left.
Yeah.
And that's when the bullying stopped from him. But, but it's something that I have dealt with my entire life, which it was very hard.
Yeah. There's a scene in Modern Family where the main Hispanic female lead, someone says something about like, oh, that's not, it's very similar, like that's not how you say that, and
Oh, okay.
she fires back with like, you have no idea how smart I am in Spanish. And so it's like, yeah, you don't know, you can't understand what I say in a whole ass other language. Like, shut the fuck up, because I'm like a step up. I speak two languages at least. So yeah, I hate
Right.
whenever people are really critical of that. It's like, hey, or when people are critical of someone who says a word and uses a word, but they say it wrong. They say it wrong. They pronounce it wrong. It's like, well, that means they learned that word from reading. They didn't learn it from hearing. So they probably got a
Right.
leg up on you
Exactly.
anyway.
Yes, yes. I did have a lot of people who were very helpful in understanding. And like, I remember when I first moved, I was working at a laundromat, right? Like, and it was like I was trying to be cool, right? So I was flirting with one of the clients, and one of the customers, and I said, "I'm really easy." He started laughing. He said, "I know what you mean. Really, you should say you are easygoing, okay?"
Yeah.
Like, many years later, I look back, I'm like, thank you, sir. Like, you really helped.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wasn't easy. I was easygoing, right? Like,
Yes,
so,
yes.
but I mean, I have like a lot of people who helped me, and
Mhm.
really appreciated that I was trying to learn the language, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's something that, like, as soon as I came to America, I was taking English as a second language classes. And but really what helped me was moving into a white neighborhood, because
Mm,
I used to live in California in a Hispanic neighborhood. And that was like, I learned more Mexican than English at a school, right?
yeah.
So then when I moved into the white neighborhood, it was like I had to learn. It was like either that or I'm not going to survive, right? Like, so
Yeah.
I learned really quick. Within a fucking month, I was speaking, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. Then I continued to go to English as second language classes until I reached the college level, right? Like, they were like, okay, there's nothing more that we can do for you. Now you need to go to college. But at that time, I couldn't afford it. So it's like,
Mhm.
okay, it helped me to communicate and all that. But yeah, it was, it's hard.
Yeah, yeah, of course. What advice would you give to someone listening who feels stuck or too old to make a big life change?
Fucking do it. You need to become Nike and just do it. Make that video, do that podcast, go to school, take that class, whatever it is, right? Because life is going to pass you by,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to look back and you're going to be like, oh, I wish I had started in 2025, right? Like, because the thing is that you're going to turn 40 with a degree or without a degree.
Yeah.
But time waits for no one, right? So my goal was to become fully independently licensed by age 50. Well, it didn't happen, but it's like, okay, I turned 50 and I started my master's, right? Like, so you're going to have the fucking birthday anyway.
Yeah.
How do you use the time? Completely up to you. In motivation, I have a pet peeve about motivation because you have done shit you were not motivated to do your entire life. Like, and especially you're a mom, right? Like, and everybody who's listening, I don't have children myself. But if you have children, you've been doing fucking shit you were not motivated to do your entire life. You pop a
Yes.
kid and the baby's crying. You don't say like, oh no, my boobs are hurting. I'm not going to feed you. You fucking get up and you feed the baby. You don't want to go to that job. You had to pay the bills. So you hate that fucking coworker, but you fucking go to your job, right? So it's not about motivation because you've been doing shit that you were not motivated to do your entire life. It's about
Yeah.
discipline. Do you have the discipline to create a better future for yourself? Do you love yourself enough to start creating that future now?
Mm.
Because as I said, like this started in 2007 when I took my first English 101 class, my first 3 credits, right? That class was as important as the social work class that I took on my last semester because without those 2 classes, I wouldn't have graduated.
Yeah.
There's the
Yeah.
same 3 fucking credits that
Mm-hmm.
they keep adding up. If you don't have the time, take 3 credits. That's 3 credits less that you need to, that's 3 credits closer to your degree.
Yeah.
If you can take 6 credits, that's 6 credits you are closer to your degree.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, fucking do it.
Yeah.
Become Nike and just do it.
Yeah. I like that, especially
The worst,
my. Oh, go ahead.
no, sorry, the worst that can happen is it doesn't work out. You are
Mm-hmm.
back where you started,
Yeah. Yep.
right? So it's like, what the fuck did you have to lose?
Yep. My oldest is in college. He just went into college this year. So he sent me a message earlier this semester and he was like, Mom, there's a mother and a daughter who are taking this one class together. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, that's really inspiring. And he was like, do you have a class you want to come take? I was like, no.
Why
No.
not?
I mean, I'm
How cool
not.
is
Yeah,
that?
I know it's really cool. It's really great. I am sure that that mom has maybe just the one child, but maybe not. Maybe they have other kids. Who knows? You never know someone else's situation. But if I had a class that I really wanted to take, I would go take it. But it was just really neat. He was like, "You should come take college classes with me," and I was just like, "I don't want to, thank you." But there are people, the kind of thing is there are people who go out there and they do it. They're taking classes at the same time as their literal children and sometimes the same classes as their children. So it's really never too late. And there's a great oh man, what is the there's a great art installation. It's an online art installation and it's the let's see, what age achievements. Let's try that. Let's see if I can find it that way. So there's a great art installation online where you go onto this website and you type in an age. You say like 40. I'm 40. You type in 40. It pulls up a list of a whole bunch of famous people who achieved something at age 40 or who started
Oh,
something at age 40.
yes.
And you can do that with age 100 and all of that. So let's see. Museum of Conceptual Art. I'll bet this is it. So if I type in 40 And I'll just post a link to this in the chat for anybody who wants to go try it out. I'll tell you what it says at age 40. At age 40, John Glenn became the first American to orbit the Earth. Charles Thuber patented a typewriter. And physicist William Sturgeon created the first electromagnet. Hank Aaron hit his 715th home run. Like all of these are very, okay, they've been setting this up for a long time, but also Laura Peterson got her very first tattoo. So you can kind of go through this and be like, and then this one says Lewis got hired at the job of his dreams after submitting his resume to the company for 11 years. So you can go through this and just say, okay, well, I want to look at, let's say somebody else is 45 and you just hit display accomplishments and you can go through and look. And it doesn't matter what age you're looking at. If you want to look at, if you're 13 and you want to see something, there's Pablo Picasso was so skilled at drawing that his father handed over his own brushes and paints and gave up painting at age 13. So you can go and you can check out any of those. Wow. It's a great, just conceptual little piece of art, which is wonderful. And then there's also the help for the attitudinally challenge pages. And that's one of those things that it just kind of gives you those pieces of like powerful technologies for coping with chronic negativity and stress, which is, I think, also very important. So if you go on there and you're like, oh, I'm depressed because of this website that you just showed me, there's kind of an antidote for it as well. So go check those out. They're really cool. Now, you graduated with your bachelor's and then you were diagnosed with cancer. And you said your motto is, I had cancer, cancer didn't have me. What did that mindset mean for you when you were going through treatment?
Yes, so I graduated with my bachelor's at 46, and then 6 weeks later, I got diagnosed with breast cancer, which I was on track to do my master's in that year. So clearly, I had to change plans to take care of my health. So I moved back to Argentina for 3 years. I was close to my family, did part of my treatment there. But if anything, cancer came to show me how bad I wanted to be a therapist, because it didn't stop me, it only delayed me, right? Like I was on track to start my master's in August of that year, and instead I started 3 years later. Who the fuck cares? I'm old anyway, right? Like, but it showed me that, okay, are you going to use this as an excuse to give up? Or are you going to get better and then continue with your plans? So when any time that anyone is facing any type of challenge, it's like it doesn't have to be cancer. You can use this motto for anything that you are facing right now, where you own the challenge, not the other way around.
Yeah. It's a great way to look at it too, of just like, okay, well, I experienced this. It's not what defines me necessarily. And it can be a huge part of your story. Like cancer is no small thing. And it can be a big thing that you still talk about years and years later. But that doesn't mean that it is you. It's not. So you're a whole ass person beyond that.
Right.
Yeah.
Cancer is a part of me, and my story is not the entire story.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it was pretty much taking over the entire story because, like, the treatment was intensive. I had to go to the doctor more often, and so on and so forth. But as the time went by, it's like, oh, I'm doing a checkup once a month, or once every 3 months, or once every 6 months. And that's when by age 49, so 3 years later, I was like, I'm fucking feeling better. Like, I'm going to go back to the States. I wanted to celebrate my 50th birthday here in Las Vegas. And also, out of nowhere, I received an email from University of Nevada, Las Vegas. That's where I did my bachelor's. And they were like, hey, we have the advanced program back. Do you want to enroll? I'm like, yeah, I want to enroll. And that's how, confirmation for me that I was doing the right thing. And then I moved back in May. And I started school, like, I think like 2 weeks after I moved. And then in June, I turned 50, and then I graduated at 51.
Yeah.
No, I graduated at 50 because I graduated in May and turned 51 in after my graduation. So it's like fucking like cancer is a part of my story, but it's
Yeah.
not the entire story.
Yeah. What good timing with the university just being like, "Hey, you want to come back? We're going to
Oh my
start this
god,
back
like
up."
yes. So I was in Argentina and I was toying with the idea of coming back and I pray a lot. I was like, God, please give me a sign that this is the right thing to do. And be careful what you ask for, because I asked for a sign. God gave me a fucking banner, right? Like, because after a while that you're not an active student, your
Mhm.
student email gets deactivated,
Yeah.
right? Like, so they send me that fucking email to my personal email.
Mhm.
It was absolutely meant to be. And I
Yeah.
was like, so I don't know if I should say this live, but I sent all the paperwork to my best friend. I was like, just drop it off because it had to be the original signature.
Mhm.
And she's like, they're gonna know that it's not you, because I wanted to, like I didn't want them to know that I wasn't in the state because I was gonna
Yeah.
be in the state. So I'm like, just fucking go to the School of Social Work, drop the envelope and run away, like, and she fucking did. And
Yeah.
sorry, UNLV, like, I hope nobody with power is listening to this.
Nah, you went
But
and you
that's
did the
how I
work.
took
That's what
advantage.
matters.
Right. And I was like, this is really meant to be.
Yeah.
Because nobody would have blamed me if I gave up on social work and went back
Yeah.
to accounting, or oh, I had cancer, like fuck that. No. I never allowed that to define me.
Yeah. Did you find yourself redefining or rediscovering parts of yourself while you were going through all of this?
Oh heck yeah. So cancer helped me to reprioritize myself.
Mm.
I was at the bottom of the list, right? And believe it or not, I'm a recovered people pleaser. Like, what? Like, people who know me now, they cannot conceive that. But I was a people pleaser, and I was like, this, I'm going to put myself first.
Mm.
And that's what cancer did for me, because I needed to take care of me in order to survive, right? Like my life is at stake now. So it's like I put myself first. I reprioritize a lot of things in my life. I made amends when necessary, but I was like, I'm not gonna apologize for who I am, and I rediscovered myself. So I have cancer to thank for that. In It's like, okay, a new era had begun.
Yeah. Was there ever a moment during treatment where you thought about giving up? And if so, what pulled you through that?
Many times, times where I didn't feel well, or
Mm.
I was tired, or in Argentina, I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning because, like, I had like an appointment that day, but there was no guarantee. So, like, you need to be there super early to get a number to be seen, and it was just like so hard. And I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this, right? Like, but I always say, like, we pray, right? Like, so I pray a lot, and I always say, God will guide your steps, but you had to stand up, right? Like, so
Mm.
I had to do my part and meet God halfway, right? Like, so
Yeah.
it was like, well, I'm praying, yeah, bitch, but if you don't go to your treatments, right? Like, I mean, you need to pray and you need to do your part.
Mm-hmm.
So giving up was never in my radar. Like, I don't know what giving up means. Like, I didn't even know that that was an option. So
Yeah.
that's why I didn't give up. But it was not on my radar. But it's like, okay, there were times where it was either raining too hard and I had to ride the bus to the hospital, 2 hours on the bus, or wait 4 hours to get the treatment. And it's like he helped me appreciate America a lot more, right? Going through those experiences, but it was like, oh my God, like, why is this so hard? And then I remind myself that tomorrow is going to be another day, right? Like, so
Yeah.
today is really hard. Tomorrow might be better. And I just kept pushing through like that.
Yeah. I that might be the first time I've heard anyone say like it made me appreciate the US health system because boy, is
Right.
it a shit like just dumpster fire here. Oh.
Right, because we take it for granted, right? That we go, you have an appointment at 9:45 and maybe you wait 1 hour for the
Mhm.
doctor. Like over there, I had to go there super early, like before they even open to make the line so that I can get a number. So then I can see
Oh
the
wow.
And one time I was there for 8 hours at the hospital and I haven't seen the doctor yet.
Oh my
And,
gosh.
and it's like, I fucking got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, I'm tired. Like, you pack for the entire day. Like,
Yeah.
I had to pack lunches, snacks, water, like everything, because it's like you don't know if you're gonna be there for 2 hours or eight.
Mhm.
That day I cried. I remember that I cried because I was just so tired and so upset, and my sister was with me, and she started knocking on fucking doors and making a big deal out of it. I'm like, no, it's okay, but I was fucking crying because like I was tired. Like I
Yeah.
wanted to go home. I wanted to rest, like, and this is like for cancer. Like, can you imagine, like, for a regular checkup or whatever,
Mhm.
like, and it's like when I had to wait for the doctor for 45 minutes, I'll fucking take it,
Yeah.
because I know I'm going to be seen within the hour. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
it's still disrespectful, and I pride myself in calling my clients at their appointment time. I was like, yeah, we don't know how good we have it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those that like it always irks me whenever the doctor says, if you're more than 15 minutes late, we're going to charge you like you missed your appointment. And then the doctor's an hour late and stuff. But yeah, I mean there are definitely other places where it's much much worse than it is here, and we do take that part for granted for sure. As bad as it is here, it's
Yes.
worse other places.
Yes. Absolutely.
Is there anything you wish more people understood about therapy or healing?
Oh, yes. The stigma associated with mental health and therapy.
Mm,
If you get diagnosed with diabetes, I'm not going to come to you with a dozen donuts and tell you that it's going to be okay, that you can do it, right?
yeah.
Or tell you, like, no, be strong and you're going to overcome this. And it happens a lot with mental health. In therapy is so forbidden. Like, why do you go to therapy? Why the fuck do you go to the doctor when you have diabetes or a heart condition? Why do you go to the cardiologist, right?
Hmm.
Like, nobody's questioning that. Or the oncologist if you have cancer. Nobody's questioning that. But if you go to therapy, like, what is wrong with you? And the thing is that nothing is wrong with you. There is so much power in being vulnerable enough to know that you don't have to do this alone. Can you do it alone? Yes, but why? When there is
Yeah.
help available, right? Like, simply because you can take a punch, you don't live in the ring,
Hmm.
right? Like, so I always say, like, um, anxiety, depression are kind of like the diabetes of mental health. But when somebody is depressed, what do we tell them? Like, oh, come on, get over it. Or if you're anxious, it's like, oh, you're okay. Like, just fucking get up and do it, right? Like, why don't we tell you that when you have cancer,
Hmm.
right? Like, so I think that because mental health is not concrete, right? Like, I cannot see it, I cannot touch it. Like, cancer, I
Yeah.
understand. Diabetes, I understand. Um, Anxiety has been named a first world illness, right?
Mm.
Because people in third world countries don't have time to be anxious because they're working all the time. But anxiety is so real and so debilitating to a lot of people. And since I fucking specialize in that, it really burns my butt that you
Yeah.
are saying that anxiety is a first world illness. Like, no, it's kind of like a luxury that we Americans have,
Mm.
and it's debilitating, and it interferes with your life. So to diminish something simply because you don't see it or you handle it differently, right? Like, so I have a friend, she's terrified of flying, and I fucking enjoy flying, but I don't diminish her fear
Yeah.
simply because I enjoy flying so much. Like, anytime I fly, I love to see when the plane departs, right? Like, I love to see, and then I'm fucking sleeping until we land, and then I love to see when we are landing. My friend, she she is terrified of
Mm.
flying, right? And I told her, like, you have more chances of fucking dying driving, right? Because, like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of texting and driving and all that. But I do respect that she's terrified of that. I'm fucking terrified of dogs,
Mm-hmm.
which I have people telling me, like, "Oh no, the dog is friendly. It's not your fucking dog. I don't fucking like the motherfucker in my space,
Yeah.
right?" Like, so it's like, why can we respect other people's limitations, right? Like, why do you want to put your fucking pet in front of my face?
Yeah.
Where it's like, I repeatedly told you that I don't like it. I'm terrified. The
Mm-hmm.
smaller the dog, the more scared I am, right? Because in my experience with big dogs, they're like, well, bitch, you don't fucking like me. I don't like you either. They fucking turn around and leave. But the little ones are, they want me to pet them.
Yeah.
I'm fucking touching your ass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, but why is that a problem different than cancer? Like, because it's a choice. I wish that I could be around pets because they bring so much love um and comfort to their owners, and I don't have that. I
Yeah.
don't have children, and I don't have pets, so I never will have grandchildren, right? So I don't have those things, but people are seeing it as like, oh, what is wrong with you? Instead of, like, fucking respecting that. I do have a lot of people who do respect that, and they put their pets away when I'm visiting or whatever. But I also have a lot of people judging, like, oh, what is wrong with you that you don't like, and the judgment that, oh, if you don't like dogs, it's because you are shady. Like, fuck
Mm.
you and your judgment, right? Like, because if I don't like dogs, something is wrong with me.
Mm.
Like, okay, well, fuck you, right? Like, so I think that because mental health is not concrete, we cannot touch it, and we don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like so hard to empathize with that. So
Yeah.
therefore, when you are saying that, oh, you're going to therapy, is that judgment that, oh, why are you going to like, nobody will question you if you have cancer, why are you going to the oncologist? But if you are having a mental health issue, it's like, oh, why do you need therapy? Like, fucking get over it. And it's
Yeah.
like, are you gonna get over it by yourself? Probably. But why when there is so much help available?
Yeah. Yeah. I like this comment in the chat. Be curious, not judgmental. That's some good old Ted Lasso recommendations there. That's a great show. But that's definitely one of those ones that it's like, ask why. I think it's okay if someone says, like, hey, I don't like dogs. You can be like, oh, do you mind sharing why? Can you tell me why? Is that something that's okay to ask? But then don't criticize, don't ridicule whenever they tell you, oh, I just have a major fear of dogs. Like, that, just accept it and be like, oh, okay, well, I'll make sure to keep my dog away from you. That's that. But yeah,
Or
it's
even if you don't right, if you don't understand it, accept it, right? Like, it's
mhm,
not about you. Oh, you need to understand why I don't like dogs. I don't fucking know why I don't like dogs.
yeah,
I don't have a traumatic experience with dogs. I don't fucking like them.
yeah,
Where is the fucking stone that says that everybody needs to like dogs? Fuck you and your stone, right? Like, I want to see it. So even if you don't understand it, so if you don't understand, for example, It's hard for me. I understand the clinical part of the diagnosis, but it's hard for me to connect with personality disorder, especially borderline personality
Mm-hmm.
disorder, because it's like I don't get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The victim part, the victim mentality part of that diagnosis, I cannot connect with, but I accept it.
Yeah.
I don't criticize it. I'm like, I don't judge it. It's like, oh, okay, I don't work with that, so I will recommend you to someone who does,
Yeah.
right? Because I seen that connecting with the issue is so important in therapy. But it's like, I don't, and I don't get it, but I accept that it's a problem for you,
Mm-hmm.
which is never a problem for me because I don't connect with that type of mentality, but I accept that it exists,
Yeah.
right? So it's not like, oh, why do you, it's like, yeah, that's your fucking reality. It doesn't have to be mine for it to be valid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
You describe yourself as someone who is witty and passionate and who swears a lot, all of which I love and all of which I think you put on full display here with us tonight, which is fantastic. How does humor and honesty show up in your work with clients?
oh my God. I think there are two of the main pillars that help people connect with me because it's like the way that I'm talking to you, that's how I talk to my clients, right? It's not like, no, it's like the way I'm talking right now is how I talk to my clients. And I use humor a lot. It's just part of my personality where I'm going to make a comment kind of like break the ice, if you would. Like I work a lot with victims, with people who have been in car accidents and they are not at fault. So there was this one client, she was an older lady, she was trapped in the car. So like the firefighters were cutting the car in order to remove her from the car, and she was telling me that one of the firefighters was holding her hand inside the car while the other ones were working. So it very dramatic, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
this is an older person, very dramatic situation. So he said, was he hot? And it took her a second, and then she started laughing. I'm like, girlfriend, I'm looking for a sugar daddy. Like, I want to know, like what's I got her the minute that she started laughing because it's such a dramatic and traumatic experience, but we don't have to be sad about it,
Yeah.
right? Like, so it's like, I always incorporate humor, and that distance the situation where it's like, okay, now we are laughing, but I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you, right? We are
Absolutely.
laughing together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, now we can take off and treat the trauma. While you are crying your eyes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you are so consumed by the drama of the situation. So, but it's shit that comes up, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to say this. It's like I'm very present with my client. So that's something that I will say with a friend per se. It's like, oh, was he hot? Like, introducing me to him or whatever. And it's like, okay, like, so it's like part of my daily interaction with clients is like, yeah, we are going to, like, for example, if somebody had a traumatic childhood with their mother, right? And it's like, okay, I think that you need to be grateful to your mom for showing you what not to do as a mom, right? Like, so we are finding the positive,
Mm-hmm.
because it like do all the exact opposite of what your mom did,
Yeah.
right? Like, so we are rescuing something positive out of that awful situation. Where if you continue to blame your mom, it's like, I mean, that's fine. I'm not diminishing the impact that that trauma had on you. Because of that trauma, you are the person who you are today. So let's start building from there,
Yeah.
right?
I feel like humor helps a lot with everything. Do you ever have clients who are deflecting with humor though, where they're kind of taking it and really just like not doing the work because they're leaning on humor too much or anything like that?
Yes, they don't last with me though. Like,
Mm,
because we are ready to work and on getting you
yeah.
better. Like, if you keep, like, I had a client who, so for anxiety, for example, I teach grounding techniques and I ask the client to practice them during the week to see if they work for them, right? So he comes back a week later and he didn't do them. So I said, okay, well, guess what the fucking homework for this week is going to be? The same fucking homework from last week because you didn't do it.
Yeah.
So then it keep happening where it's like, and he said, well, I forgot, like I have bad memory. And I'm like, well, if you don't do your part, my hands are tied,
Yeah.
right? Like, so it's like maybe you need some medication to help you focus, which is going to help you remember, right? Because he's terrified of medication. So it's like, you take it temporarily until like you can focus because like this is affecting your driving.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not in the fucking car with you.
Mm-hmm.
I suggested that he set alarms so that he can remember to take deep breaths and use the grounded techniques. Well, he didn't set the alarm. I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking do the work for you,
Yeah.
right? Because like if I do the work for you, I cannot want this more for you than you want it for yourself. Like,
Yeah.
you know. So like if I want to teach you how to hang a picture, I'll show you the nails and I'll show you the hammer and I'll show you how to do it. But then you have to pick up the nail and the hammer and the picture and you do it yourself because the next time that you need to hang the picture, you're going to need me to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If I teach you how to do it, and simply because you know what a hammer is for, you don't carry it in your purse.
Yeah.
You have the tool in the garage, but you know what it is for, and you know that you have it, right? So it's like all these tools that I teach my clients are for them to carry, but for them to use. If they don't fucking use it, like what the fuck you are the one who's anxious driving, not me.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm fucking anxious driving, I do the fucking deep breathing and the grounding technique, and it works. But how do I know if it works for you if you don't even try it?
Right.
So it's kind of like when we told the kids, like, try it, right? Like, I don't like it. How do you know you don't like it if you didn't try it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, try the food and then tell me you don't like it. But it's the same. So it's like those type of clients don't last with
Yeah.
me because I'm really serious about you getting better. And if you're not getting better, you're not doing your part. It's like, okay, I'll fucking refer you out. Like, I don't,
Yeah.
again, like, it's okay, but I'm not the therapist for you
Mm-hmm.
because you're not doing your part. Like, I don't work harder than my clients. Fuck no. Like, I work hard in my own fucking therapy, but I don't work harder than you in your fucking therapy.
Well,
Like,
right. I mean, because you have multiple clients and you can't be doing the work for all of your clients all the time.
I shouldn't. I'm not your
Yeah.
fucking mom. Why the fuck would I do this for you? You need to do it for yourself.
Yeah. When you look back at everything you've survived and everything you've accomplished, what are you most proud of?
That I never gave up.
Mm,
Like, giving up was no, like, I don't even know what that is. In many times during my life when I had suicidal ideation, it's like the pain was so intense, like I wanted to give up. I couldn't do it. Like, I'm like, so I keep praying, I keep pushing through, and then I'm so glad that I didn't kill myself or I didn't give up,
mm-hmm.
because I'm 60. I'm proud of being 60. I have a lot of plans for my life. And it's like, I wouldn't be here if I would have followed through in any of those, right? Like, so I don't even know what giving up is. And I'm happy that I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. If you could go back and talk to your 40-year-old self before all the challenges and everything like that, what would you tell yourself?
Relax, baby girl. It's not that important. When I was 40, I was I weighed 100 pounds. I had big boobs. I had perfect legs. I had the body. I saw I was all that and a bag of chips. And I was being abused
Mm.
left and right. And I didn't know I was being abused. So I'm like, what I thought that was important, the looks, got me in a lot of trouble. And I didn't know that I was in trouble.
Mm.
So I will tell her, like, chill, eat the fucking dessert, right? Enjoy life more, be more present.
Yeah. I like that. It just eat the dessert. It's fine. You're okay. You're okay. Kaido's
You're
hammer.
okay.
Yeah. Kaido's hammer welcome. Kaido says, doesn't it take 32 to 45 days to change somebody's mentality or add a tool? I've heard something similar where it's like it takes 30 days to build a habit, or I've heard 21 days or 30 days, or I've heard all kinds of different things. But Zulma, I'll let you reflect on that one too. Does it take 32 to 45 days to change somebody's mentality or add a tool to their toolbox?
I'm not sure. Like, I don't know where, I don't remember where the 21 days or the 30 days. I
Mm-hmm.
think that the more you practice something, the more is gonna you're gonna become an expert at it, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you remember when you started a new job and you were shadowing somebody, and you make notes, and and now you fucking do your job with your eyes closed. Why? Because you were repeating those steps over and over and over. So yes, it could take 30 to 45 days. I'm not sure. As far as you continue to, so if you learn how to identify and challenge negative thoughts, right, and you get into the habit of doing it often, or when a negative thought pops up, then eventually it's going to become second nature.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure about the timeline, but I know that repetition makes perfect, right? Like, so it's like that's what we want. Is like just keep practicing it. Who cares how long it's gonna take if you keep doing it and it works and you feel better because you are doing it? Then continue to fucking do it. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. You feel better. That's what I want. So just fucking keep into the habit of doing it.
Yeah. That reminds me of and I was trying to look up who it was that said the 10,000 hours thing, where it's like it takes 10,000 hours to be an expert at something. So if you want to be an expert at playing the piano, you
Oh
need
shit.
10,000 hours, and then you'll be like super awesome, great at playing the piano. Or same with like learning a language and becoming fluent in a language, you need 10,000 hours of practice. So I think that 32 to 45
Oh,
days, like I think that's really subjective. How much effort are you putting into? Do you have one anxiety attack where you could use grounding techniques, and maybe you have one anxiety attack in 15 days and you have another one 16 days later, so now you're at 31 days and you've only done it twice? Like I think it really depends on what you're doing and how often you're using it and where that repetition comes in. I would say for myself is what is definitely, because like you're saying with work, you're doing that day in and day out. So you're going to get good at it very quickly. If you're trying to add a tool or you're trying to change your mentality, how often are you having these thoughts that you're having to reframe? How often are you having to use the new tool that you're trying to add? I think that comes into play a lot more than days on a calendar, I would say.
yes, and also to remain very grounded, right? Coming back to the present moment, because nobody has tomorrow guaranteed,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, so it's like I'm here today. I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow. So, like, when I deal with people with anxiety and they're like, "Oh, I have this meeting on Monday," you might fucking die tonight. You're not gonna make it to Monday. Don't worry about it, right? Like, so that, well, if you put it like that, but really, like, nobody has tomorrow guaranteed. So I use this as an inspiration to come back to the present moment. So, like, when I quit smoking many years ago, I trick my brain into like, so I had a craving and I was like, I'm not going to pick up this craving, but the next one I'm going to smoke, right? So, and I just kept going one craving at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And when we break it down into parts, so like if you would have told me I quit smoking 24 years ago, if you had told me I will not smoke for 24 years, I would have run to 7-Eleven to get me a pack of
Yeah.
cigarettes, right? But because I was doing it one craving at a time, I did 1 hour. And then I did another one. And then I did another one. So 24 of those make one day. And 7 of those make 1 week, and so on and
Mm-hmm.
so forth. So how did I do the 24 years? One fucking craving at a time,
Yeah.
because I'm one craving away from start smoking again,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that the cravings are not as often, but sometimes I'm watching a movie and somebody says smoking, and I'm like, oh, that looks so fun. It's so triggering. And it's like, bitch, what are you doing? Come back to the present moment. Like, you don't want to be smoking right now. Because the first year when I quit smoking, I wanted to fucking shoot people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was, if it wasn't illegal, I would have fucking killed a lot of motherfuckers. I was so angry. But how I did it was one. So if we remain in the present moment, so right now I'm having a negative thought. How do I challenge it? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 3 hours I'm having a different negative thought and I'm challenging it. So if I keep practicing challenging as it is coming up, or not picking up this craving but the next one, or however you want to trick your brain
Mm-hmm.
into not doing the shit that you don't want to do, or into doing the shit that you want to do. Okay, so I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to walk for 5 minutes, and then since you're walking, then you might do another 5 minutes. But if I tell you to fucking walk for 30 minutes, you're gonna be like, I don't have the time. But 5 minutes you can squeeze it in, right? And then just check in and see how you're feeling. Can you do another five?
Mm-hmm.
And then can you do another five? Right? Like, so to get to the 30 minutes, I'll encourage my clients to walk for 5 today,
Yeah.
and then walked for 10 tomorrow, and then just keep adding 5 minutes at a time. You're gonna get to the 30 minutes 5 minutes at a time, rather than if I tell you like, oh, okay, you need to walk 30 minutes every day.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna be like, I don't have the time. At 5 minutes you can squeeze it in,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like, okay, we break it down into smaller pieces,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna get it done, right? So it's like, if you want to bake a cake, you need eggs and you need flour and you need sugar, and so we start gathering the ingredients, and then we do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's important, again, the discipline, right? Like, if you walk 5 minutes today, it's important that you walk 10 minutes tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and you walk the 15 minutes the following day, and so on and so forth, because then you're going to get to the 30 minutes that way, right? And then you just keep the 30 minutes. Like, so you can do it first thing in the morning, or after dinner, you take your kids for a walk, or your dog for a walk, or whatever. So it's like, oh, okay, now anything can be break it down in smaller steps.
Yeah.
So a career, for example, like a 4-year degree, is achieved 3 credits at a time.
Right.
And those 3 credits are achieved one test at a time, or one paper at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And that paper is achieved one fucking paragraph at a time. And that paragraph is achieved one fucking sentence at a time. Right? So it's like, we can you write a paragraph today?
Yeah.
Yes. And you write the paper today? Maybe not the paper, but one paragraph, yes. And then you are one paragraph closer to get it done with the paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So
And
that meeting next week, yeah, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, like, breaking things down, you might look at the 32 to 45 days, and that might feel like a really long time, or it might feel like there's no way I can achieve what I'm trying to achieve in 32 to 45 days, but you can achieve part of it. You can break it down into those steps. And then if you're trying to change your mentality, going back to like the cravings and the addictions and everything, if you're trying to change your mentality, I think that's a totally different approach. And 32 days might feel too far away. And you might need to be like, I'm going to set a goal for one day. So it really depends on what you're doing. And I think it depends on the person when you're trying to change that mentality, whether it takes a day or 30 days or 45 days or whatever it is. It takes a while. And the 10,000 hours comes from the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. I put a link to that in the chat if anybody is interested. So, but it's from that book.
Okay.
So Bitemark sent this question in ahead of time. She would like to know, what is your favorite poem?
Okay, so here comes being bullied for so many years. I'm not sure if I'm going to say it correctly, but it's almost 100 years old. It was written in 1927, and it's called Desiderata. I don't know if I say it right. Desiderata. And it's a long poem, and it's basically about just going through life one day at a time, enjoying, right? And following your heart.
Yeah.
Is that
the Buddhism? Is that the Buddhism one? Or is that a different one?
Could be the Buddhism one. I'm not sure. How does it start? The one that you found?
This one isn't necessarily. There's one titled "The Awakening." This might not be the right one. Let's see.
It's Desiderata. It's a long poem.
Okay. Go placidly among the noise and the haste, and remember what peace there may be in
Yes.
silence. That one. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Cool. I've got that one. I'll post that. I'll make sure she gets that one too. That's a great one.
So
and I don't think we've had anyone recommend that one yet. So that's fantastic.
Oh, really? Okay. So the last part of that poem is so profound. Because I think that's the secret of life.
So the last little paragraph says, and whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should, therefore be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him to be. I like that part. And whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful and strive to be happy. I love that.
Right? I mean, the entire poem is so beautiful, but that last part is yeah, it might not be a perfect world, but regardless, it's still beautiful.
Absolutely.
And it's so beautiful to be alive, right? I make big deals out of birthdays because I think the birthdays are a privilege denied to many. There are many people who didn't make it to 60.
Yeah.
Or to 40 or to however old you're turning. And it's yeah, fucking celebrate the shit out of your birthday. Yep. You're still here.
We just had a second celebration. My youngest turned 12 today. We celebrated his birthday a couple weekends ago with the whole family, and then we went out to dinner to celebrate again tonight. So
yay! Happy birthday! Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was joking around and saying, I'm gonna start acting like a teenager, and I was like, you can start acting like a teenager. I'll start acting like a mom of a teenager. Two can play that game, bud. No, he's fantastic. He's just the sweetest kid, and I don't see him changing anytime soon. He did want to stay home from school today, and I was like, no, we're not doing that.
My birthday is a national holiday. I never work on my birthday.
I
Like,
love that. That's great.
it's a national holiday, so yes.
Oh, that's good.
So
Yeah.
your son can have his own national holiday.
Okay. So, well, see, the problem is I still have to work. So if he stays
Okay,
home from
sounds like a
school,
personal problem.
I know. If he stays home from school, I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do with you now? But yeah, no, he had a good day. A lot of his friends told him happy birthday and everything, so it was good. So, what
Oh,
is your favorite life hack?
I think that we are our worst enemies, right?
Mm.
Like the way that we talk to ourselves is so like we will have no friends if we talk to our friends the way that we talk to ourselves.
Oh, that's
So
very
one of
true.
my favorite, right? One of my favorite life hacks is to give the negative thoughts the voice of somebody that I despise. I'm not going to name names, but very famous person, and I cannot stand the voice. If I put, let's say you're a failure, right, in that person's voice, I'm going to be like, yeah, fuck you. Like, I don't fucking believe you.
Yes.
But if I say within my own with my own voice, you're a failure, now we have a problem. Right? Like so kind of like outsourcing the negative thoughts or the
Mm-hmm.
negative things that I tell myself to that person who I despise. And then it's a lot easier to detach from number one, from saying it, and number two, from believing it.
Yeah.
I encourage everybody listening to like identify that person you cannot stand, and anytime you say something negative about yourself, like I'm stupid or I'm old or I'm fat or I'm ugly or I'm a failure or whatever it might be, just put it in that person's voice and see what happens,
Mm-hmm.
because it loses its power.
Yeah. I like that. And I'm gonna be sure, so Bite Mark, who asked the poem question as well, she does the same thing. And she's talked about doing the same thing. And she's like, if this person said that to
Oh,
me, I would throw a brick at their face. So it's like that's kind of
yes,
she's got this,
yes.
she does the same thing, and I love that. And I'm gonna make sure to tell her that you said that because she's gonna just be so happy to hear someone else recommending that technique because she absolutely swears by it. Like she says it works like a charm. And the other one is to, voice like the thoughts that you're having to someone who is a friend and tell them up front, be like, "Hey, I'm having these thoughts. Can you just tell me to shut the fuck up because I know that you would never speak to me this way." And we've got some great people in Discord who will say things and they'll be like, "Hey, don't talk to my friend that way. You're talking to my friend. Don't talk to my friend that way." So, it's very helpful to do it kind of both ways, to have that way of challenging it yourself, but then also to have someone else who's willing to challenge it with you as well. And therapy.
Right.
Hello, therapy as well. For
I'm
sure.
biased about that, so what can I say?
Yeah. Well, we are coming up on our magic moment of the stream. So, folks who are here, if you have any questions for Zulma, please make sure to get those in before we wrap up. But, Zulma, I'm going to lift up my magic wand here, get it turned on. If you could wave a magic wand and eliminate one common opinion or misconception about mental health, what would it be?
It's okay to be vulnerable and ask for help.
Yeah.
We are the most, our strength shows up when we are vulnerable and we say, I need help with this. I would love for everybody to be able to say, to recognize that, yes, I can do it on my own, but I don't have to.
Yeah.
And ask for that help. And there is a lot of help available out there, and just reach out.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yep. That's wonderful. Absolutely perfect. Well, I'm
Thank
going
you.
to post all of your links one more time for everyone. While I am doing that, feel free to, if we didn't get to anything that you wanted to talk about tonight, or if you have resources to recommend or anything like that, I'll just hand the mic over to you so I can post these links in the chat for everybody one more time.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. So I always close my own podcast with, if you woke up today, that means that your mission in life is not complete. Keep putting one foot in front of the other, and you're going to come out on the other side of the challenge you're currently facing. So I think that the important thing is not, we're like, oh, I don't want to fall. It's okay to fall. I think the important thing is not to remain on the ground. So if you fall 7 times, you get up 8, right? Like, we are so concerned about not falling. Fucking fall, but find out the way to get up. As far as you keep moving and you're not stuck, you're gonna, sorry, you're gonna get to the other side of the challenge.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining us today on Mental Health Monday. I'm really glad that we were able to have this conversation. Folks who are here in chat, give me just a minute to disconnect with Zulma and I will be right back. But Zulma, again, thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me. I don't want it to end.
I can't keep you up all night. All right, y'all, stick around. I will be right back. Hello. Okay, I'm actually going to end here because my dogs got out. I'm really fucking pissed off right now, and I don't feel like acting like I'm not pissed off. So I'm gonna end it here, and I will see y'all Wednesday. Have a great rest of your Monday. I hope you have a good start to your week. I'll catch you next time.